Excited to bring on our next guest and Denny fans. He just beat your favorite driver in the first round of the bracket challenge. We welcome our driver to the show, a driver of the Kaulig Racing 10 Chevy in the NASCAR Cup Series, Ty Dillon. Welcome to the show, Ty.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, of course. Before we get into the action from Atlanta, you made your debut with Kaulig Racing last year in Richmond. This is your first year full time with Kaulig in the Cup Series. We know the energy those guys and Chris Rice bring to the track. How has it been working with Kaulig and crew chief Andrew Dickeson?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. I feel like of all the stops in my career, this has been the most fun and the best team I've been a part of, not only just on track but off track as well. Feel very supported. The team has a lot of confidence in me, which is just building me stronger each week as a race car driver. And working with Andrew's been super fun this year. I think we're growing each week. We're building confidence in what we're doing, and hopefully we're going to rattle off some good finishes here throughout the rest of the year.
Gotcha. Appreciate you touching on that. You guys unloaded with a lot of speed in Atlanta, qualifying 14th, which was your best qualifying effort since Daytona. How did you and the car feel heading into the race?
I felt good about our car. I think of all the times I've been to Atlanta since this repay, that was probably the best it's ever felt in qualifying as far as handling wise, and obviously I think it was our best result I've ever had qualifying in Atlanta. So I knew we had a little bit of best of both worlds, and I was excited going into the race, and it translated well. Our car was really strong, had a lot of grip, and was able to be aggressive all night, making the moves that we needed to make. I think whether or not Denny was in that crash, we were going to be able to put pressure on him with our performance. And, he's a great driver with a great team. It was going to be tough to keep him back, but we were definitely going to be able to put pressure on him. We were really strong the other night.
Heck yeah. You could see that from TV for sure. Once the green flag dropped, you were on the outside lane to start. You dropped back to the high 20s. You pit after the red flag, after the brief weather delay. There was that wreck with 4 laps to go in stage one that collected several drivers and unfortunately your brother Austin. What did you see there and how are you feeling for the second stage after finishing 20th in the first?
Yeah, we came down. I think we took two tires, so we were actually going to probably restart about 13th. And then we had a penalty, so we had to go to the very back before that crash. And we didn't totally avoid it. I hit the wall a little bit, also got into the 43 car as well. Had some pretty ma- large damage on our car, but luckily the suspension was intact and there wasn't much to see. It was all smoke for me and bounced off a couple things, but our car drove good coming out of it and was able to capitalize on it. And, we were really solid from that point on.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we saw the craziness that started at the beginning of stage two. That was the biggest wreck I've seen in a little while. Kind of crazy to have back-to-back wrecks there. You were towards the back of the pack there. I'm not sure if you were talking about this one, what you were just going over, but you slid briefly at some minor contact. Not sure exactly what you saw in front of you besides just smoke, but it looked like the car was pretty clean, and you finished the second stage six. How was the car feeling?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I said, I went through the caution, the crash, and hit the wall a little bit, hit the 43 car, and it felt a little bit more than minor contact. It was a good little smack there off both of them, but our car was still strong. Good thing is the car handled great, and we were able to be aggressive, drive up through the field a couple times. We had even another penalty that sent us to the back and came from the back to the front once more, and we had trouble kind of breaking through those top four cars. I think if we could ever done that, we would have had a shot at contending for the win. But really proud of our run and the way that we came after and attacked Atlanta.
Gotcha. That was an absolute show you and your fellow drivers put on in stage three with very exciting racing. We saw you restart and run both of the inside and outside lanes and looking strong on both. Did see that three wide finish in person last year, showing us that the next gen car can run multiple lanes in Atlanta. Did you have any preference between the high or low lane on Saturday night?
Our car handled a little bit better on the low lane most of the night, but there were opportunities, I'd say, in the middle part of the race when it's still hot out a little bit, where our car was really strong, running right next to the wall, especially in turn three and four. It was good. It's become a track that you can move all around and adapt to what your car needs for your line, but also you can be aggressive and take some positions by going in lanes that people won't use.
Gotcha. Did the car change like throughout a longer run with the tire wear, or how is it feeling on a longer run?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more heat induced, which makes the tire fall off. Not as much wear that we see, a little bit on the right sides, but just heat in the tires making it fall off. The track surface is getting a little worn out. I think that's what's providing such good racing.
Okay, gotcha. I really appreciate you touching on that. You bring it home eighth, which is your best finish this season. Congratulations on that, and of course the win over Denny in the bracket. Loved your post race interview, and it was very cool how Denny appreciated on well on his podcast this week. Was a little bit skeptical of the bracket format, but after the first race, I thought it was awesome. As a driver, do you think the head-to-head matchups had any effect on the racing? And how did you feel leaving Atlanta?
I'm not sure, but I think we're all competitors, so we're always wanting to beat anything that we're up against in racing, and that could have been a little bit of the reason for such aggressive racing from start to finish the other night. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. But I think it's fun. I think it's accomplished exactly what we wanted to with a head-to-head bracket. There's been a little bit of trash talk, which has been fun, but I think it's gives something extra to our fans, and for us, we're excited about it. Hopefully, we'll go out and knock Brad out this week in Chicago and get one step closer to $1 million.
Heck yeah, that leads right into my question. Next round is the Chicago Street Course. You match up against Brad Keselowski. The first time you traveled out to Chicago in the Spire 77, your day didn't go as planned. We know Kaulig can bring a rocket ship to the road courses. Both times going to the downtown circuit, Brad finished outside the top 15th. Any parts of the course you're looking out for, and how are you going to finish ahead of Keselowski?
I think the whole course there is going to be tricky. It's just such narrow gaps and not a lot of room for mistakes. And add on it that I don't think we've raced there successfully yet without rain. So for us, it's managing our race, taking care of ourselves, and improving from start to finish. I think we do all those things right. We'll find ourselves in a great spot to put a lot of pressure on Brad and his team, and hopefully advance to the next round.
Yeah, we'll be rooting for you for sure. Can't wait for that on Sunday. Last question of the tracks remaining on the schedule, Daytona holds the best average finish for you. I know you are focusing all your effort every weekend on the race ahead. Any specific track you're looking forward to on the remaining schedule?
All of them, man. I think all of them are an opportunity for us. I don't look at any of them as a negative and something that you don't want to be a part of. I think opportunities in front of us. It's just about us going out there and getting stronger each week. And there's certainly ones that we've had success at already this year that you look forward to, but I don't think there's one that we overlook to get to the next. I'm excited for what's coming.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for your time, Ty, and we'll be watching you on Chicago this Sunday. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, have a good one.